Do you enjoy losing at Age of Empires? I also don't like that. Much like my Age of Empires ability, losing sucks. But instead of being a sore loser, I'm going to over-examine everything I do wrong in a futile attempt to improve, and you're welcome to join me. Insert a bad spirit of the law joke here, because this is why I, and probably maybe you too, suck at Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. The last video was a crash course on what to do once you've hit the castle age. This time, we're going to talk about investing.
Be connected! Wow!
Yeah, exactly. Generally, investing means you're spending resources now to get extra resources later. Much like the stock market, not every investment will pay off. And it is your job to pick the right investments that pay off to win you the game. There are two main types. Investing in eco returns more resources to you to use later, and investing in military allows you to damage your opponent, ideally taking away some of their resources like villagers or army and forcing them to make military of their own to stop you.
Smash the like button.
Wheelbarrow is a classic example of an eco investment, and by investing in your eco, you're spending resources to grow your economy to have even more resources to invest. Things like adding town centers, getting wheelbarrow or handcart, horse collar, bow saw, and even making more villagers are all investments into your economy. You're paying resources now for more resources in the future. The weakness of this kind of investment is that it is vulnerable to military. Thus, you'll lose everything you've worked hard to make if you get attacked.
Faster collection rate and higher efficiency doesn't help much if you're dead because you didn't make enough units to fight off an attack.
When you invest in economy, you're saying, I'm weaker than you now, but in a little while, I'll be stronger. But, as before mentioned, the economy is not the only place you can invest resources. You can also invest in military. But obviously, investing in military doesn't return you resources like economy investments do. What it does give you is the opportunity to take away your opponent's investment, or protect your own.
Attack an enemy now.
That's what military units are for, so treat them that way. Getting upgrades like crossbow or ballistics is a further investment into your military to improve their ability to take things away from your opponent. So, when you make army, make sure to put them to good use dealing damage.
Now that's a lot of damage!
And this is where we talk about how you should pick where you should be investing. At the beginning of the video, I said that picking the right investments is key to winning the game. If your opponent is investing everything they have into their economy, almost nothing will be left over for them to defend an attack from your army. But if you let them get away with it, they'll be way stronger than you before you know it. So, if they're doing that, invest mostly into your army as it will be that much more likely to pay for itself. Then, invest into your economy later when your army has done significant damage.
Now that's a lot of damage!
That joke is as funny the second time as it is the first. However, if they have a large army themselves, you can invest in counter units and fight their military cost effectively, making use of the Great Unit Equalizer, allowing you to invest more into economy. When your enemy has a large army, they're saying, I'm really strong right now, but in a little while, I'll be weaker than you unless I kill you first. A classic example is the Tati Rush, where you stop making villagers completely and make a ton of archers in early feudal age. The army is scary at first, but the more eco you have, the easier it becomes to defend. So, the most important thing to do is invest what you can into your economy, wall yourself up, and prevent as much damage as you can using guard towers, castles, walls, and most importantly, the Great Unit Equalizer. Then, eventually, you'll get to the point where you can afford to invest more into military and win the game. Unlike real investing though, you should not diversify your profile. And by that, I mean invest into both military and economy at the same time, at least early on in Castle Age. If you try and invest in both at the same time, instead of a scary military that your opponent is forced to deal with, you'll have a weak army that does almost nothing. Not only that, you'll also have a weaker economy than you would have if you just invested everything into the economy in the first place. It's a lose-lose situation, and I wanted to find a clip of T90 saying that, but I was really lazy and I couldn't find one. Anyways, it's a common mistake, don't do it. So, in summary, when you play, you're constantly making investment. Some will pay off, some won't. It's your job, as the player trying to win, to make effective investments at the right time and the right place. invest into your ego and defense if your opponent has lots of army, and if they're investing into their ego, punish them by making lots of military and taking them out before they can scrounge up an effective defense. Amazing, learn.